little spooky buggers, welcome back to the channel. So today we are here with an 8-sim family home. So for the longest time, I have been promising you guys I was going to create a 5-bedroom family house. And to be honest with you, I haven't really been able to, well, I haven't had the time to try, nor the motivation to do so. But recently, I've been noticing a lot of simmers doing this 8-sim starter kind of challenge sort of a deal. Like, for example, Dali's done it, James has done it. And it's just really intriguing to me. I've never built a house that large or for that many Sims, and I really wanted to try. But as I was creating this home in particular, my vision was an 8-sim starter, and I really actually started liking the layout of the house. And then I felt like I was being really limited and contained to this relatively small budget of like, I think 30, maybe 36,000 simoleons. Honest to God, it might be even a little bit less. But as you guys can see, just with the exterior alone and just adding very like minute details and using the cheapest materials I can possibly find in the catalog, we are already down to a whopping 16,000 simoleons. Like, how am I going to furnish a house on 16 grand for 8 Sims? Like, it's just not going to happen. And at this point, I honestly was still trying. I used a lot of, inexpensive windows. I even went with a really inexpensive exterior. The doors, everything is just, it screams starter. But because I did kind of lay down this foundation of relatively inexpensive items, it actually comes out to about $66,000 for a really nice, relatively decent sized home for 8 Sims. And I don't know what it is about this green roof. Maybe it's the way that the sun is hitting it, but I just love it. It honestly, I don't know, it gives me life. I really do genuinely like it. So I've been trying to work on my building skills to create a style that is really comfortable and natural. I used to be a lot more able to kind of be a little more diverse and flexible in that aspect. I don't know what it is, but I think that sometimes we get so hard on ourselves and we expect too much and things to be perfect right off the bat that I've actually boxed myself in and made it even harder now for me to just kind of go with the flow and, accept whatever comes into my mind. And for the first time in a really long time, I feel like with this home, I was originally just going to give up about like 5 minutes in. I was like, this is not looking good either way. And I decided just to, prevail and push it through. And I actually really do like it a lot. I've been kind of just dabbling in, back to the basics, just really using whatever I have in game, not going with custom content, even trying to reduce how many packs that I use. I do actually have a starter house on the gallery. I do believe it to be base game. I'm not 100% sure, and it is called Back to Basics, and it's a really nice little home that I actually want to use for my current household. And speaking of current household, I don't have one. I really don't. You guys, let's just talk. let's simmer down and talk for a second. So, how has your girl Jen been doing? Honest to God. Well, we are going on 5 months with my little man being into the world, and that is the last 5 months of huge adjustments for me, my family, but most importantly, myself. I work from home. This is my full-time gig, and it is also my hobby. And having a infant in that mix, it makes it difficult. But honestly, if it wasn't for Dominic, who a lot of the time is able to watch him for a few minutes while I get something done, I don't think it would be possible. So honestly, for me to be continuing doing these videos for you guys, and continuing this thing that I do here in the YouTube that we call Sims videos, it really is. I have to give him credit, because if it wasn't for him, I don't know how I would be able to pull it together. So when it comes to other simmers that have infants but don't really have any other help, like Jessica, I know her hubby works and their schedule's a little tight. Like that to me is the true unsung heroes. Like, how do you even manage? Because I can barely manage, but I have some help. So yeah, it's definitely time-wise, it's a little tight right now. So I really haven't been able to play the game for myself. And that honestly sucks sucks so bad. So I really do live vicariously through my LPs, and I do a lot of experimenting. And I just, I play how I guess I would if I was able to play for myself with you guys, which is kind of cool. So there's that. Anyway, as we are kind of, finishing up the exterior of this home, isn't it just to die for? I don't know what it is. I've never used this green roof before, but just like the colors and the way that we use these really amazing slats, I guess they're kind of called slats, or I don't know what the heck they're called, but I really like them. Just the whole color combo is really fun. Now, once you get in here, I was immediately feeling my anxiety rising to the top. Like I could literally hear the tea kettle going off in my Odeja. I was like, is that, no, that sounds like, that sounds like a ran over hamster. Okay, try again. No, I'm still not doing it, but you get what I'm saying. But then I was like, you know what, girl, you got this, because you's a bad bitch, okay? You can't fucks with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. I'm just kidding. Dang, girl. You guys definitely gotta thank Zarela for that. I knew this song, this was at Sims Camp, by the way. I knew what the song was. I've heard it several times. I've definitely heard of Cardi B. And if you guys don't know, like, I love listening to hip-hop, trap music. Like, here I am, like, this suburban mom. Suburban Sims. And I'm over here, like, listening to trap. It's really hard. My son has, a literal fit. He's like, Mom, you can't be listening to those words. But anyways, that's another discussion. I try not to listen to that music when I'm around him. Well, he's 10. He's a big boy. But, like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We try to keep it PG. Anyways, so I was at Sims Camp with her, and then I was, I was a little tipsy off them mojitos, and she plays the song, and she's like, you know what this is, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think so. And then all of a sudden I heard, these are red bottoms, these are bloody shoes, and I was like, yeah, I do know it. And then ever since Sims Camp, I have been religiously, on repeat, Spotify, here we come, listening to that song. What is your favorite song right now? Even if you have different music tastes, even if you ain't into, hip-hop or whatever the genres I just named, I want to know what your favorite songs of the month are down below, because seriously, your girl needs a little diversity in her Spotify. Like, if I just read you off the top some of the songs that are in my current playlist, let me show you. You guys are going to judge me so hard. So my first 5 are Mask Off by Future, Reminder by The Weeknd, Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj, Break It Up. Ooh, break it up. Just kidding. And then Bodak Yellow, obviously, by Cardi B. And then Humble. Another one I really like, you guys may not be familiar with, is Crippy Kush. It's by Bad Bunny, Russian, but it's spelled Rvssin. And then I don't know how to say the first guy's name. It's like Faruko or something. But those are just some really good songs I've been into this month. So I want to hear what your selections are, boo. And if you even like music or not, because I know some people don't. But yeah, that's like my routine. Getting up in the morning, putting on my jams, just going at it. I have to really have it low now, because I don't want my infant listening to that. Just saying, ma. you was a mom, girl. You gotta play it down just a little. But if I get time to go get coffee when my husband, my husband watching him, oh girl, we got the windows down, we blasted it, and I got my little nasty, hair in a tuff, giving no F's, yes, and then that's my mood, bitch. You can't fuck with me if you wanted to. I'm just kidding. I don't think like that. But those musics, those songs, they get me all up in my feels, They make me feel like I'm hard, but I'm not. I'm really soft, like a marshmallow. Anyways, guys, oh my God, that was so fun. I love talking to you about that. That felt so real. If I was literally talking to a best friend right now, I would probably say that. And you know what? I don't even care. Judge me. Go ahead. It's totally cool. I judge myself 24/7, night and day. But okay. Back to the build. What am I doing? Well, to be honest with you, I have to thank my girl, Kayla, Little Mimsy, which is so funny that she calls herself that now, because that's literally embarrassing that I called her that, and it's now a running joke, but cool. So little Mimsy Kayla. We're just gonna call her Kayla, because the other part's kind of weird. I really swear on my life, I have learned so much from this girl. Oh my gosh, if it wasn't for her and her, like, builder Bible tutorial thingamajiggers, and just, her build style being so similar to what I like and what I want to go for. I honestly don't think I would be able to push myself without losing motivation to be able to try to accomplish builds that I'm happy with in my own personal style, because we build very similarly together. Like our structures are very similar, like just the things that we use, the materials. Like, I feel like a lot of people have different types of styles, right? But like her homes that she creates or renovates, they always end up they always end up looking the same, but they're very different. Like, the personality inside is very different, and I like totally vibe with that. So I always watch her builds quite often, because I feel like I can get a lot of inspiration that's going to make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, her building style is my learning style. So definitely kind of referenced in my head some of the tips and tricks that she has shown on her channel, and I definitely have to say thank you for that, because if it wasn't for you, your girl would be still building out of a box. So I'm just keeping it 100 with you, 100%. But yeah, so anyway, I really do love the way that this turns out in the end. It's kind of a really confusing house when you start adding on these extra bedrooms and trying to figure out where you're going to put all of them and stay within a decent budget. As you guys can see, now I have 42,000 simoleons. That budget went out the windows. But I decided that, I'm going to try my absolute hardest. And even when I was adding in different things, originally this here was going to be a bedroom. But I kind of sort of felt like, okay, that's a little weird. So I did kind of like an open dining room setting sort of a deal. But then I actually ended up closing that off and making it like a formal dining room with its own little kind of arc entrance. I wish we had more arches. Did I say arc? I didn't I? Arc? Who goes there? I don't know what goes on in your girl's head. I really don't. Anyway, arch entrance, and I like that too. So, like I said, this was a kind of like budget friendly home, which I think, like I said, 66 grand, and me, you can afford it, right? Right. Okay. So the fun part for me was trying to find out like what kind of rooms I wanted to do, and like what kind of family I would envision to live here, because one of the things I also like to do, when you guys know when I build, is that I like to leave the rooms blank. Like, I like to put in like a master bedroom, maybe a kid's bedroom. But then I like to have you guys tailor the rest for your Sims families, because there's so many possibilities now with toddlers and such. Like, just because I have a couple teens or, maybe some kids, the puzzle pieces could be completely different for your family. You could have like all girls or all boys or, toddlers. I don't know. So I did do kind of what I liked in this scenario, and I came out with a lot of cute rooms. I really did. So this room here is kind of like a darker camo vibe. I really love the kind of monochromatic look that I went for here. So that one's actually a really nice little decent sized room, and I did actually put up this little nursery that I create later onto the gallery. It's very simple, but I like that too, and I can like section out these rooms if you guys want me to. Just let me know in the comments. So for this room here, I envisioned maybe like a teen girl, somebody who's kind of in the Victorian era, maybe really likes, I don't know, Victorian era. Did I just say that? I did. So why am I trying to make it complicated? We get you a point. You ain't got to add all those extra words to sound fancy, girl. But yeah, you know what I mean. So I went with that for this one. I had a really hard time picking out what kind of bed I wanted to do, and then I decided just to throw in this little end table and keep it very simplistic. So I really wanted to add in a lot of different like skill building items and blah 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 blah, but unfortunately those things are really expensive. So idealistically I envisioned this to be a little girl's room. Now I know some people are getting pressed with colors, and they know they're like, oh, pink isn't necessarily for you. I know, but I'm not getting into all of that right now. I envisioned this to be a girl's room, and if you little boy wants to go in here, we ain't judging. I let my sons wear pink, purple, whatever colors they want to wear. It don't matter to me, I'm not about that like, oh, they can't have pink, Like, seriously, my son came home with a bracelet the other day. I think it may be a Lisa Frank bracelet or something like that, and he actually felt like embarrassed to show me, which is weird. I'm like, why would you feel embarrassed to show me? He's 10, and I told him, you wear that you wear it proud. And so it was like what you would call like a friendship bracelet that he had gotten from another girl, which I think is really cute. That's that's how they date these days. You know what I mean? I'm just like, no, hopefully not, because I will. She don't want me to be her mother-in-law. She'll be running for the hills screaming. But anyway, so I told him to wear it, and he has been. And I told him, don't care what anybody thinks and what anyone says. Like, who cares? Like, sure, you do you, boo. You know. So totally just on a tangent about that. Don't care. Colors are for everybody. Anyway, so this room here, I really liked the kind of orange against the green. I thought that was really fun. And then originally I wasn't even going to do like a nursery because like I feel like I just can't build nurseries. Like I suck. All right. My two boys don't have nurseries. I just never had that opportunity and I just suck. So I again went with what I know, and that's kind of like this monochromatic kind of like very similar color palette for everything. And it's simple and it's tiny, but I like it. And I uploaded this to the gallery for you guys. It's very simple. So here is another bedroom, and this one does have a double bed, but I envisioned maybe like a grandmother living here. Okay, like this is kind of, we're gonna call this like the 8-sim generation house or something. That just sounds like 8 generations, doesn't it? I don't know, but I wanted to create like a generations family where we had like the grandma and then like maybe the husband and wife. And then the kids and all that kind of fun stuff. So I may do that for this home. Kind of put actual Sims into this house with what I created and kind of base them off of the rooms that I made. Anyway, so that's what I kind of did with that room. And I kept the bathrooms really simple. And this huge yellow, ooh, I'm sorry, did I smack you hard? Sorry, hands are flinging everywhere. That said, those Italian traits, though, I talk with my hands. I decided just to leave the yellow room just kind of naked and bare. I have a couple things in there, like the light, obviously, some curtains and some rugs, just so it's not completely naked. But I decided to let you guys kind of have fun with that and put in whatever it was that your heart desired. All right. So I swear, I almost did it, y'all. I almost talked to Loogie again on freaking live voiceover. You can't pull that crap here. Oh my God, I'm still embarrassed. So many things went wrong with the City Living finale. So many things. I was talking about herpes. I meant to cut that out. I was talking about, I wasn't even talking, like, I legitimately, okay, this is what happened real quick before we end this, like, this whole voiceover is a poop show. And let me just address something. When I was saying fucks, not like F-U-C-K, but like fucks, like I don't know how it's spelled, but it's not the word that you think it is. It just sounds like it, like faux. You know what I mean? Folks? I don't know, whatever. Okay. Anyways, so what happened with the whole, like, loogie situation? Because a lot of people don't know what happened, and they're like, why are you talking about loogies? Okay, so in City Living, there was a transition period where we were, like, going somewhere, and I got, like, really annoyed because when I was talking, there was, like, phlegm. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad, and I thought I was going to just, like, honestly scream. It was, like, I sounded like I was underwater gurgling, okay? Like, literally mouthwash in the mouth, like, it was just so annoying for me. So eventually, I paused my thought, and I was just like, I just ripped it into the mic so loud and literally forgot about it, right? So I totally forgot. And usually I go through my videos and I'll edit them and whatever. I don't pay too much attention because once you start paying attention, you start taking out things that make you you and fear of being stupid or being silly or, whatever the situation is. And so I typically don't do jump cuts because I want to keep the authenticity of my personality intact. Well, you guys got a lot more than just authenticity. You got raw, like, and I was like, when I saw the comments, people were like, oh, Jen, did you mean to leave that in there? And of course, there's no context to that. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Because, I can do some pretty bad things. Not that I'm a bad person, but, sometimes things slip. I thought maybe I said a really bad word or I don't know what I did, like a swore or something. I don't know. So I looked back and nope, Jen, you hawked a loogie. And that's worse than me saying a bad word. Like, I would rather say like a really bad word, like, the B word or something like that than what I did in that video. And I literally laughed so hard, the hardest I've laughed in months. And I thought I was going to pee my pants. I was laughing. And the funniest part is that my son heard it and he's like, Mom, you're so gross. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, what is wrong with me? And then I was talking about my tongue herpy and just, why? Why do you love me? Why? Is that why? Because I mean, really though. Anyways, I don't care. I am so happy that I can build this friendship with you, and we have created an empire of almost 300,000 Sugar Boogers, and that we continue to grow together. And you guys have been through a lot of things with me, my family, the ups and downs of my life. Although I'm not 100% transparent with you guys because I can't be, unfortunately, you guys do know a good like 85% of my life. And for that, you know, that is a bond, a relationship that I will never take for granted. And I want to thank you guys so freaking much for putting up with all of my crazy antics, my loogie hawking, me smacking you in the face with the mic, like literally all of the things that make me me. I'm so happy to say that you accept me for that. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me here today in this speed build. It was fun talking to you. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, where the sun is to shine, and I will see you all next time.